Okay, The Wreckers. This opera was composed to a libretto, written in French by Henry Brewster, who was an American but who'd been brought up in France. Smyth chose French because she thought it had more chance of being produced in France than in England. I guess this was a time before Benjamin Britten and the transformation he brought to the perception of British opera. But it was first performed in a German translation, and the story goes there was quite some dispute with the conductor over cuts in the final act, and at the end of the run I think she took back all the parts in the score, so there would be no more performances with these cuts, thank you very much. Even Mahler was supposedly considering the opera for production at the Vienna State Opera, and Smyth was extremely disappointed that Mahler was basically forced out of the opera house before this could come to anything. And it was Beecham's support that enabled performances in London at Her Majesty's Theatre in 1909 and his first season at Covent Garden in 1910. The Wreckers itself was composed from 1902 to 1904. It was inspired by her walks in Cornwall and the Scilly Isles, during which Smyth explored smugglers' caves and heard the apocryphal tales of the 18th century locals who lured ships onto the rocks to literally wreck them and steal their cargo. She added a subplot to the opera of a pair of lovers who were trying to thwart these bandits by lighting warning beacons to rescue the ships. If you're going to have a play along to the recording of the overture itself, I recommend listening to it a couple of times first with your part and clocking all the changes of tempo, because it does move around quite a bit. As a rollicking opening, we're in music of the sea here. We're in 6/8. I think so much of music of the sea and sea shanties are in that sort of time signature. It feels very authentic. It's dramatic music. There are highs and lows, and really some interesting orchestral effects going on. It changes mood. Before 12, we have some woodwind solos. We have quieter, slower, nighttime sort of music, and a romantic theme coming in after 15. Returns to the allegro after 17, and then there's this theme in octaves at the andante before 26, where she brings in the organ too, and it feels hymn-like here. And there are some Methodist themes and subjects in the opera, so I think that's what's going on here. There's a return to the opening allegro con brio, and a really fun section in 3/4 before 31, which I'm sure we would be doing in 1 if we were performing it. So yeah, have a listen through, try it out. If you can have a look at some of the other links I've put in there, I've put some links to some other sections of the opera itself, so you can hear some other numbers from it. Have a look around, have a listen, and then we'll be getting together for a discussion on this one on the evening of the 22nd of October, and I hope to see you there.